I'm Dr. Drew Miller, retired Air Force Colonel, Intelligence Officer, and President of the Collapse Survival Institute. In recent years, there have been very unusual aggressive drone surveillance of key U.S. military bases and critical infrastructure over Langley Air Force Base, New York, and New Jersey. These swarms of drones also appeared to be targeting the U.S. electric grid, overflying power lines and electric stations, leading to the FAA banning drone overflights of electric utility lines and stations in New York and New Jersey. When our fragile electric grid is destroyed, the economy does not function, municipal water systems won't work, you can't pump gas, factories won't operate. Economic activity will cease, food will not be produced or distributed, water will not flow, and people will quickly panic, start stealing food. If the big transformers are destroyed, it is a year or years to repair it, with mass starvation, people dying from dehydration and unhealthy water, plus deaths from starvation, marauder attacks, a horrible collapse disaster. Intelligence officers supporting the Collapse Survival Institute believe China was behind this drone surveillance and mapping, using some of the thousands of Chinese agents in the country operating in an air taxi drone front company. Chinese firms are leading in the new air taxi drone business, and the air taxi business best market is New York City, with New Jersey, New York travel. The large car-sized drones that were reportedly sighted also fit with this commercial air taxi activity. China has also been developing the technology to launch hundreds of small drones from large mothership drones. There are over 200 known air taxi drone companies, including several big ones owned by China. A drone taxi operation is the perfect cover for Chinese clandestine activity in the US. With an air taxi drone company, Chinese agents can both hide in plain sight and also have great cover for stealing IT and aerospace technology. Many espionage cases have already been processed against Chinese agents stealing such technology in the US. Operating from a commercial company in the business is perfect cover for Chinese agents and standard operating practice for intelligence operatives. There are thousands of Chinese agents in the US, many coming through our open borders in recent years. The FBI recently warned that China has safe houses in every state. They need to have cover jobs and blend into society, hence the need for front companies. Contrary to the big government lie that they do not know what this drone activity is, but assure us that it's not dangerous, Chinese front company air taxi drone work poses a huge threat. This threat is not just a threat of collecting intelligence, but these big drones can dispatch swarms of smaller drones that can carry out attacks, such as flying small explosives into a hangared military aircraft, destroying it and likely burning up the hangar, or they could do physical attacks on the electric grid and other key targets. A single small drone can land on and plant an explosive charge to take out a huge electric transformer and destroy our electric grid. Destroying lots of transformers across the US and then critical nodes can not just take our grid down, but since the US manufactures very few transformers, importing the vast majority of them, it could take years to repair the grid. The former director of the CIA and head of the EMP Commission warned on threats to the grid, and they told Congress that 90% of Americans could die when the grid is down for a year, with no production, no municipal water systems, no fuel pumping, no industrial or food production or distribution. China is going to retake their breakaway province, and these drones and agents are ideally placed to harm and disable the US before their invasion starts. When the civilian electric grid goes down, so does our military. They use civilian electric power, and this is the Achilles heel of the US and our military. So it's very logical to suspect that the surge in unusual drone activity in the US in recent years, including military bases and overflights of the US electric grid, is indeed Chinese agents using Chinese air taxi drone companies as a front, cover for them to hide surveillance and targeting, and grid and military base attack flights as tests of their drone air taxi service. Government is aware of all these threats, but does nothing to order regulated utility companies to harden and protect their system, investigate and arrest the thousands of agents in the country, uncover the source of the drone swarms over the US, or warn citizens of these threats, or stockpile food, or take any civil defense measure for citizens. Top government officials have a huge network of underground shelters and big staff and detailed plans for continuity of government. The Collapse Survivor Institute is working to warn citizens of threats that our irresponsible government is aware of and pressure our self-serving career politicians to get the country and citizens prepared for the growing number of threats we face.